21,229. Did you know this? That many people working downtown? Do you know how many lunches you can, I mean, amazing. Sales demand, total business revenues. Downtown Mobile, it's amazing. I mean, office parks out there, malls are supported, you know, with that kind of activity. This is the analysis of, some analysis of, which will be in the full report. By the way, the report is going to be bullet points for you regular folk that have better things to do. And then for those who really like to read the background information, there's going to be appendices that have full written reports. But we're going to try very hard, because Elizabeth told me, I'm just not going to read your report. So that was a challenge. She had some bad experiences falling asleep reading other people's report. So we're going to make it exciting and short. And Dauphine is in good shape. That's your main thing. You do have, oh, these are Kennedy Smith's. Pop-up retail. She's got full of good ideas. Let people open a shop for a while, you know, for Christmas, for this, for that, special. Just inhabit it. Go, you know, and then move out. Forget about the permits. Just do it. They won't catch you till it's too late. They won't catch you if we have a nice Caribbean understanding of how life actually works, you know. She's full of good ideas, frankly, absolutely full ideas, and I hope she writes them up. And then I know that you already have good ideas, but this is for the Downtown Alliance to actually speak. One of the ideas that we had is there are people willing to have a bicycle co-op. And that's much better than a machine with these coins. You know what they do in Paris and Miami Beach. Just some people there with 100 bicycles. Sir, would you like a bicycle? Which bicycle would you like? How long would you like it for? Well, that'll be $3. Here's change. Okay, instead of, I've heard horror stories, in fact, I've experienced them, of trying to get, you know, to extract a bicycle from a machine, you know, with cards and so forth. You never know where to return it. Well, there you have lots of humans here that are willing to do that. What they need is a place. There's a beautiful empty lot right next to the Downtown Alliance on Dauphin Street, just sitting there empty. You can build a tent in front, permanent tent, a nice one, you know, like a porte-cochere, nice green canvas in front, fill it with bicycles and sociable people sitting. In the back have two containers for the parts and the expensive things, and you have a beautiful tree with a courtyard in the back, and it's right there on the street. And the bicycles are available, you know, $10,000. And by the way, nothing that you can even apply for a permit for, you know, you just do it. The transportation plan, we spent a lot of time on this. We got a lot of help. It consists of the following. What you see in white are intersections that require analysis. They may require a signal. They may require a one or two-way stop signs, and they occur here. Where they're in red, we know that it requires a four-way stop sign. We know that. Notice something very interesting. Right now, people who work down here, many of the 21,000 people who work here, just rat run down St. Anthony. By the way, rat run it's called rat running, you know, when you cut through a grid, as opposed to take the highway. Instead of taking the expensive 6-lane loop road that was done, right, to go to Spring Hill, oh no, we'll just go down here and rat run down St. Anthony's at a tremendous speed. Very difficult to cross, very dangerous to cross, and actually quite close to some very nice residential houses that don't want the noise, don't want to risk dogs and children, don't want to risk life and limb as they cross downtown to the newly cool downtown. And by the way, there's even a courthouse. So these are very important stoplights to get to connect, to heal back. These stop signs are just enough to dissuade people, not only to dissuade people from rushing. And remember, since all they want to do is rush, you rebalance it and get them to go out on the perimeter road. They go down Royal, get on the perimeter road, down Beauregard and Broad, and then do what it was built for. Do you realize this was built, the new pipe was built, and they forgot to close the old one? And so what we're doing, instead of closing it, I mean, the cops here love to close streets, as you know, but instead of closing it, just slow them down. The other thing is Martin Luther King Boulevard stops here, and then there's something called Glidden that doesn't make any sense and is unnecessary, and it's just causing havoc. This might become a pedestrian street or just a bicycle street. And by the way, you can recover that right away. It's a great place for community gardens. And actually, no houses face it. It's quite interesting. In blue, you see the crossing, and our job is to cross the difficult streets. To cross the different, there's one missing. This is an earlier drawing. I'm sorry, there's an earlier drawing. There's a crossing missing here. But these are the crossings of government where they're necessary. Remember, these crossings are on the beautiful park that also lead to your future department store and supermarket. So this becomes an important crossing. And then the bicycles come in this way, and there's a couple missing, and there's another crossing here. This is an earlier drawing. It's not the final drawing. And then the other thing is there are two streets that need to be two ways. St. Anthony, because simply to slow it down, it's much too wide for a single. And also, the one that causes most havoc and caused me most havoc is Condi here, or Conti. Conti, St. Francis on the other side of Dauphin is two ways, and you can always resolve it. You know, Dauphin is one way. We know why that is. It's got a certain width. But the other two, you need to maneuver because that's where you're looking for parking. The parking is on those two streets. If you're coming in on government and you turn in, you know, and it all goes to the left, the parking lot you're looking for may be one block to the right. It happens all the time. So you end up looping around, plugging up Dauphin Street and being confused all the time. I had a very difficult time figuring this out while driving because of that. And so this is an easy fix. I know it's tight. This should be two ways. That should be two ways. St. Francis is two ways. By the way, other streets may be two ways, but these are lower priority. What we're saying is get to work on these right away because they're going to help. One controversy I'd like to hear about is whether Dauphin Street should be one way this way or that way. Now, it's pretty interesting because people say it's now, of course, one way in this direction, right? But people don't shop on the way to work unless they need coffee. People shop and stop to do things on the way home. So if you reverse it, you get the homeward trade, which is at the end of the day, which is kind of interesting. But on the other hand, from the passerby point of view, there are many more of your own citizens that live on this side coming in at night than on this side. So you have this very interesting controversy, and I've gone back. I know that it has to remain one way. The question is which way is best, and I'd really like to discuss that because this is your main street. It's really the star, and it could well be going in the wrong direction. The other thing that we're doing is the crossing that you see here. This is the Great High Line that comes across that you see here. Anyway, there's going to be a report that supports this. Okay, I hope you think that's simple and not very ambitious. There's only one thing that costs any money, which is the High Line, and that can be done with the DOT budget. You also have, okay, this is also important. You have parking garages in the white. These exist. Notice where they are. Dauphin Street doesn't have any. Right now, when the real estate is low, the city should purchase or lease parking, these spaces for future parking garages. You must count on success. Okay? I do think this place is going to take off. I do think you're going to need more parking, and if you have to buy later on to build parking garages, it's going to be extremely costly. Now is the perfect time to lease up or at least designate, and what we've done is we've designated 3 perfectly evident places for parking garages. And notice, if you look at Dauphin Street, how they just saturate perfectly. This is a 5-minute walk. No, I'm sorry, it's a 2-minute walk. 2-minute walk. Nothing. Okay? And they saturate the bulk of Conti. This really has to be done now, etc. Okay?